Hey everyone, Emily Jackson here from Great Family Adventure, and today I'm going to talk to you about what to do when your kid is throwing a fit. We've all been there, the meltdown, the one thing we all hope never happens when we're out adventuring, but it just happens. It's life. The kids, sometimes they're low energy, they're cold, they're tired, something happens, and you're dealing with the infamous kid fit. When my kids are throwing a fit, there's usually 3 different approaches that I have. The first one is just wait it out. While fits can be embarrassing or temper tantrums can be, something you just don't want to deal with, or maybe you don't even have the patience for, they happen. And so the first thing that I like to do is ride it out. So my daughter, Parker, she definitely has her moments where she's very heated, loud, can be not very nice, foot stomping, growling. She's a little bit of a wild animal when it happens. She's 6 years old and she still does it. But I know in that moment that she's usually asking for attention, and that's not how I want her to think that she should be getting attention. So I usually take a step back, I give her space. Often when we're adventuring with our kids and we're in family vacations, space is hard. We're usually on top of each other. It's a lot of time in the car, plane, you're all in the same room. So what that can do is it can make personal space feel very tight. And when the kid's emotionally charged and then you're now stressed out because they're throwing a temper tantrum, that's a lot of energy in the room. So usually what I do is I try to take a step back. I try to be calm and collected myself as much as I can. Maybe I'll, take a step back and read my book or just be quiet. If they get to the point where they're really upset, I'll check back in. Are you okay? Do you want to talk? But if she's still growling at me or stomping her feet, then I'll go back to ignoring her in that moment, because that's not the kind of energy or attitude that I want her to know that she can get attention for. So that's my approach number 1 for that. Number 2 for approaching a temper tantrum that I found has worked most of the time is working on your breathing. So our daughter and our son, Tucker and Parker, they both, since they're a small child, have worked on their yoga breaths. And basically it forces them into a pause. Instead of thinking, I want you to calm down, instead of thinking, stop growling, stop being angry, it distracts them, I think is the best way to put it, into their breathing and less on their emotion in the moment. So when I say, okay guys, let's all take a big yoga breath, everyone kind of pauses and we start taking a really deep breath in, deep breath out. So, and usually we do that 3 or 4 times. And then by the time they've kind of done that breathing habit, they're able to at least communicate what it is that they're frustrated about. Tip number 3 for dealing with a temper tantrum or a kid throwing a fit is to work it out. Sometimes talking through it by asking questions. So my son, for example, he's 9 years old, turning 10. He doesn't really throw like a standard hissy fit or anything like that anymore. He doesn't stomp his feet or yell or anything. He just gets kind of frustrated. Whenever I see him struggling with his emotions or having, an older version of a hissy fit, I usually take a step back and think about asking him some questions. What is it about this that's bothering you? What is it about your sister's, what she's doing that's annoying you? What is it that I can do to help you? Is there something I can do to help you? Are you hungry? Are you tired? Is there something I can do for you? This lets me know what can I do to help, because often when we're seeing these temper tantrums or frustrations happening, it's very hard to know what you're supposed to do in that moment. All you know as a parent is that you want it to stop. But as they get older, allowing them to vocalize it will really help. Basically, your son recognize that you respect his space and his energy, but also at the same time, it'll also allow you guys to work through it together. And I found it's made us so much closer because we can talk through a lot more. So those are my 3 tips for helping deal with your kids with temper tantrums. These are just personal experiences that I've worked and used throughout my time as a parent. I'm sure you guys have plenty of awesome pointers, tips, and tricks out there that you want to share with us. Be sure to drop them into the comments. That way I know as we continue to navigate, parenting and adventuring out on the road. So be sure to give us a like, comment, follow, so we can create more content for you guys based on venturing and traveling with your family. So thanks again for following, and we'll see you next time.